history shows that freedom of speech is rare and that censorship and repression are common. And perhaps the primary principle that has set the United States apart throughout our 250-year history is our commitment to freedom of speech as the foundation of our democracy and self-government. And yet, even here, we witness threats to freedom of speech from time to time. And thanks to the work of this committee, we were able to uncover the extent to which censorship took hold during the prior administration in pressuring social media companies to censor the content and speech of American citizens. For example, on perhaps the most significant event in generations, the COVID-19 pandemic, individuals were forbidden from positing a theory as to how it started that likely turned out to be true. Or in the run-up to the 2020 election, damaging information about one of the presidential candidates was systematically censored on social media, which the leaders of those companies have now admitted was wrong. Indeed, in response to this committee's investigation, Mr. Zuckerberg of Facebook has stated that it was wrong for that platform to respond to the censorship demands of the Biden administration. Thankfully, we are in a much different place in this country now, although in some parts of the country there still is an impulse to censor. In my state of California, the governor, Gavin Newsom, saw a parody video that was criticizing Kamala Harris right before the 2024 election, promptly called for a law to ban the video. It was signed. Thankfully, that was struck down by the courts in short order. We still do have checks and balances here. But increasingly, we're seeing that the threats to the freedom of speech of American citizens emanate from abroad, as the different approach that some of our European allies have taken to freedom of speech has become even more different and systematic and global in nature in recent years. So, Mr. Lanahan, I want you to just walk us through what happened to you, because you were in the United States, you put up a tweet. You're a comedian, you use some off-color language, maybe different than the way I would say things sometimes, but that's what you do. And you made a comment about the propriety of biological males being in female-only spaces. Can you tell me exactly what happened when you landed at Heathrow Airport in some detail?
Well, as I said, because I'd been arrested before and because I'm sort of the victim of kind of village gossip on a global scale, when the plane actually taxied to a stop and we were kept there for longer than is usual, I sort of immediately knew that I might be about to be arrested. But when I got to the door, I couldn't believe it. There were 5 police, all of them armed, which is standard in Heathrow. But it was a shock, you know. I didn't see how 5 police were necessary, especially as I was coming into the country to testify in another trial, and they would have known that. So yeah, I have to say, even though it was shocking and unpleasant, and I ended up having such high blood pressure that I had to be transferred to a hospital, in many ways, I'm very glad it happened to me, because my voice has been silent so long in the UK. I'm very much a niche voice because of the kind of control gender ideology has over the whole country, over institutions.
Well, it's also probably the chilling effect, right? You put up a tweet, you say something that you believe, and you're met by 5 armed guards who put you in jail. What effect does that have on other people speaking their minds?
As you know, as you say, chilling effect, who knows? Who knows what effect it has? Oh, you know, the censorship that's at play when it comes to issues around women's rights is a kind of quiet censorship. People are cancelled quietly. They just stop being invited to things. Right. They stop getting contracts and so on. So yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to get across to people, that there's more than one form of censorship. It's not just the government being heavy-handed. It's a sort of orthodoxy that has been imposed across British society, especially in certain industries that attract very privileged middle-class people. So we have publishing, theatre, the media, and the NHS now, which is very frightening. All these institutions have been captured by gender ideology, and no one is objecting to it. Just the fact that no one is objecting to it does not mean that people don't object to it. Do you know what I mean?
That's right, and that is what has been recognized by our courts as the peculiar evil of censorship, is that it ends up silencing a much broader swath of speech and thereby distorts democracy, distorts the values of society, and impedes progress. So that's what we're trying to stop with this hearing today.